15 favorite games of all time. I made a list. Andy made a list.
The most subjective, non-objective, and non-generalizable list.
At first I thought I'm just gonna do a list myself and do it like my typical Ranton entertainment style, but then I thought,
This is Trevor James.
I need somebody in there who has a completely different taste in video games to offer a different list. And I'm excited to see if we have any games in common.
Oh, sure. Oh.
Smoking a brisket?
My number 15 is Enter the Gungeon. Oh my god, this game, if you haven't bought it yet, if you haven't played it yet, give it a shot. Free DLC, what is it, 150 different weapons.
Insane, yeah.
Randomized dungeons, so much hidden content. We both played it for hours and hours, like dozens of hours, and we still didn't know that they are unlockable characters, which I just found out. I love it. I fucking love it. That's number 15.
Smoking these meats here.
For me, my number 15 is Mario Party.
Which one?
I don't have a particular one because it all blends kind of together in the childhood because there was a new one every now and then, and I don't know, I never had one of them.
I think the one we played during our childhood the most was like number 3 or 4 on Nintendo 64, right?
I have the most fond memories of the one on GameCube. Well,
Fuck.
Maybe there was even...
You know what? You already fucked up the list.
My list
You
is
have-
too good.
Okay, by the way, we have a rule, only one per franchise, yeah?
Yes.
So you have to name a particular game, so this is disqualified.
Mario Party GameCube 5.
Our little meat smoking.
Number 14. Oh, this is gonna be a surprise one. Dantes Inferno.
Yes!
It's the best hack and slash, or what it's called, game I've ever played. The whole artistic vision behind that game and how they made the characters from the book into the video game, it's mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. The boss fights are 10 out of 10. The cutscenes are 10 out of 10. This game is
The voice acting is...
That's not possible! The bishop assured us!
I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I don't know what wrote the critics at that time.
It's just fucking retarded.
They need to be crucified in the circle of hell.
Yeah, they're in the lowest circle.
Yes,
They're like,
that's where they fucking belong.
It's good, but it can't reach God of War. Excuse me. God of War is nothing compared to this.
That's 9 circle for you.
Again, not talking about the latest God of War. That's another story.
Yeah.
But the old ones. They're
Yes.
good, but Dantes Inferno is the shit.
It's smoking. So,
Another rather old game, but for me at that time it was unprecedented in what it did. It was Killer 7, a PlayStation 2 exclusive. One of these
On rails.
on-rail things. Well, I first came into contact with these kind of games in the arcade halls in China, where you had House of the Dead, for example. And I always thought, man, why is this not on console? It work. Yeah, you don't have a gun, but still.
It work.
Yeah, Killer 7 and pretty much every other game that Suda51 makes are where the gameplay is a slave of the story. And if the gameplay doesn't fit the story, it doesn't go.
culmination of our difference. Seriously, I could never play a game like that. But okay.
I'm the meat chef.
Number 14. The Evil Within. 1, not
yes.
2.
No.
2 is... Oh my god. Oh my freaking god. This game is, I would say, it's a perfect game. I have literally nothing negative to say about it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every single moment of it, and it just blew my mind how it had 15 chapters. It's a huge game, so detailed.
And it has so many boss fights.
And also, let's not forget, I shit my pants so hard.
Yes.
Smoking these meats.
Okay, next one for me on the list. Halo.
Halo 1?
For me,
Choose...
okay, if I have to choose one of the franchise, I'm gonna say Halo 3 because that's the one I played the most. Yeah, that was also the one where I played a lot of multiplayer with a friend, and I played to the campaign 50,000 times.
It's not on my list, but I can say it would be an honorable mention. This Halo 3 is probably the best one I've ever played. This game dominated our house.
yes.
Like every weekend, people would come over and we had these huge Halo parties. And it would go even to the next level where we had 2 Xboxes and we would connect them via a LAN cable. And then 4v4, and we bought the game twice. This game was just...
Yeah. It was so
best.
easy to pick up for people.
Yeah. Just walk around and shoot.
Yeah.
And also, it's not like Call of Duty where newbies get frustrated because they die instantly.
Yes.
Smoking meats earlier in the day.
Number 12. Gears of War 2.
2.
2.
Okay.
Gears of War 1, of course, was groundbreaking in the sense that it's groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But then the second one came out, and I didn't believe it could make it, but it just made everything
Better.
This is a must play. And
I mean, it made the story more global.
more weapons, the underground. Wow, God. The Kraken monster. The Kraken boss.
Kraken.
Yeah, it's like a Kraken. The Kraken. Release the Kraken. The Kraken. Andy, the Kraken. The Kraken.
Kraken? Do you mean the giant worm?
You're on the floors?
Yes.
A wooden floors?
Yes,
What's,
yes.
what's floors in English?
Raft.
Raft? Okay, so you're on the floors?
Yes.
Yeah, and then the Kraken comes with the tentacles and hits you.
Oh, yeah.
Grilling meats.
So I'm gonna continue on with another one that I really liked, but it's not top 10 yet. So it's Dead Space. Notably, the first one. I think that's also the one that has the most fans because it did something very new. You know, that the dismemberment thing,
That was
and
groundbreaking.
that your weapons are kind of not weapons but industry tools. It had huge boss fights that I think missed completely from the second game. It had, you know, the environment where you were. It was always clear you're on this ship. You see it from the outside. The whole setting was
Ishimura?
yes, the Ishimura planet cracker.
And let's
ship.
not forget that the game was terrifying.
It was, oh my god.
Good smoky flavor.
Number 11. Now this game I only mentioned because I have to. I don't have the same level of emotional connection with it now that I think of it, but I have to mention it because it dominated my life for a year.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Call of Duty 4. Yeah. This game, I mean, what can I say? It's, in my eyes, still the best multiplayer I've played in my whole life. Awesome MLG, high risk, high reward, no scope.
360 no scoping, yeah.
Yeah, and also the single player campaign. Do you remember those legendary, groundbreaking Chernobyl missions?
Yes.
50,000 people used to live here. Now it's a ghost town.
Small game, very recent, but I loved it. One of the games I 100%.
Can I guess what it is?
Yes.
Hollow Knight.
Exactly. It's the pinnacle of, I don't know, how do you call these games?
Metroidvania?
Metroid. It's a two-dimensional world where you have different areas, and they the two-dimensional world exploring game with bugs.
It ain't my thing.
It's basically exactly Dark Souls in 2D, but with fresh characters, fresh world, fresh gameplay.
And good story also?
Superb.
Is there dialogue?
Well, the world where you play in is populated by bugs, and they of course can't speak, but they have.
And there's a good story.
Yes.
You smoke lemon chicken.
Now we're getting into the top 10. Trigger zone activated. Number 10. Resident Evil.
5.
That's right.
You choose 5.
Of course I choose 5. I will defend this game to my death.
Give me an herb.
And because I can... Give me an herb. Shiva. Give me an herb. Thanks. You can't hide forever. I think Resident Evil 5 will go down in history as this game that I've played through the most in single player.
Really?
I've played through this campaign, I don't know how many times, and a ridiculous amount. So much, in fact, that I cannot enjoy it anymore, which just sucks. Because I know everything. I know every little diamond where it's hidden.
Yeah.
I know everything. I'm even going to admit, it's not a good Resident Evil game. It's true. It's not creepy at all. But it's a fantastic action game. I just took it for what it was. And I love it. And Wesker is one of my all-time favorite bosses.
Wasn't that the Ouroboros one?
Yeah. Ouroboros will be released into the atmosphere. Blah, blah, blah. Global saturation or something.
You can't hide forever.
Oh, God. Resident Evil 5. The best.
Ribs and sausage.
First one in the top 10. What do we have here? BioShock Infinite. Although I couldn't really decide between Infinite and 1, because, I mean, gameplay-wise, they're both actually the same, and, sorry, I have to say it, they're not fun. Yes, yeah.
The trigger alert.
Yeah.
We have had so many discussions about this game, about BioShock. You love the game so much. For me, it would never be, because I think the gameplay is just extremely bland. And for you, you're like, it's true, but you don't care.
Yes.
Because that's not what you care about.
That's exactly the thing. Yeah,
so he's not saying the game is not good. And I wouldn't agree it's not fun. It's fun to play.
I personally, I mean, I kind of had to struggle through these
Really?
huge fighting things, yeah.
And then you would still put it in your top 10?
The way it's presented, the whole Inszenierung, yeah, the whole thing, it's...
And only the Inszenierung is worth putting it into the top 10?
But, okay, now that you say it, on the way here, I couldn't decide. I'm going to say it's still BioShock 1.
Yeah.
Because that story is really, like... How do you say? It has both feet on the ground. It's graspable. It's not
graspable, yeah.
Esoteric.
Yeah.
Maybe if you played BioShock Infinite, you know what I mean by saying esoteric. You know, it's a believable, great thriller story.
Number 9. God of War 2018. Yeah, this game. Did you see? They are going to add a new game plus mode on August 20th.
Awesome.
Yes.
So you keep all your stuff.
I think I'm going to replay it when that comes out as a free patch. I think it's a free patch. Yeah, not much to say. I mean, you can watch my review on it.
Marhaban to the caravan of fun.
I have another one. Darksiders. I loved it. It was pretty much the way I wanted Zelda to be forever. It has, great edgy voice acting, and it was super cheesy, and it was... You have your weapon, you're the dude.
The dude.
You find then items that unlock new areas of the world for you. And the art style of this game, like it plays in a post-apocalyptic city, like, but really post, when humanity is not even a thing anymore. The whole world is basically just hell and heaven fighting over it. But you still have these remnants of the old world. One dungeon is a huge old train depot. And the way they incorporated it into the world is one of the most beautiful and greatest game worlds there is.
You know that there's a Darksiders 3 coming out?
Yes. This year, I think. Right?
This year,
yes.
Yeah. I'm going to review it.
Yeah, I'm going to play
Food review. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Meat like a brisket.
Number 8. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Advance Wars Dual Strike 2005. Has anyone out there played it? It's just a masterpiece. Best turn-based strategy game on Earth. Fuck, this game is incredible. And why the fuck hasn't there been another Advance Wars? Fuck you, whoever's in charge of not making it.
When my brother and I were in China with a lot of time on our hands and nothing to do, we played, you could play Advance Wars on one machine by, passing...
Hot seat, yeah.
Hot DS. By passing it around.
Hot dick. I think I have more than 1,000 hours played in that game.
I got ribs in there.
A game that was maybe a little unhealthy for me. I played it a little too much. And the direction my life took because of this game was maybe... Yeah, the game I mean is Guitar Hero.
You're joking.
Because,
my God.
I was once top 100 in the world leaderboard for Stockholm Syndrome by Muse because I practiced that song. To practice the song, you have to play it, and that means out of the speakers comes the song. And everyone living with me in this house.
That's a good song, though.
I played Guitar Hero endlessly. It was I don't even know why. I just wanted to be good. There was a song that was hard, and then let's go. I'm kind of ashamed to say it, but there's one recording of me playing on the stage of a games convention here in Germany with a Blizzard employee. The guy came from the Blizzard stand.
You went to the games convention and you played on stage?
Yes, and then we got on stage and we were like...
Is it on YouTube maybe somewhere?
I don't know. I have a few photos at home.
That's fucking hilarious.
Shout out to this Blizzard guy, by the way. He's already putting up with a 15-year-old kid.
Finishing off this brisket.
Number 7 is Batman Arkham Knight. Right now on PC, the game has 0 issues. Frame rate, No issue at all on maximum, everything max. No crashes. And the game is fantastic.
Great.
World is awesome.
Great.
Combat is awesome. A lot of different moves, gadgets, and different enemy types now. I even remember Arkham Asylum when it came out, and it blew my freaking mind.
You get to eat a lot of brisket and ribs.
Okay, next one. I'm not very good at this game, but I love it to death. It's Ikaruga. 2000 something game was released for Xbox Arcade, and it's a shoot 'em up, the best of its kind, because it has a very unique mechanic. It's not just bullets, dodge. No.
No.
Bitcoin. It has the mechanic that your ship always has a shield, and that shield can be white or black. A black shield absorbs black bullets, and a white shield absorbs white bullets. And the whole game is based around this mechanic, that there are usually, a huge amount of bullets coming towards you that you can't possibly dodge, but you have a shield and you have to specifically fly into the ones you can dodge. Best shoot 'em up for me. It's still to this day. By the way, one little anecdote. Everything space related, that triggers me because my wife once told me she finds everything space related disgusting.
Disgusting?
Yeah, I was like, what's the problem? Space, it's empty. What's disgusting about space? It's sterile. And she said, yes.
But so are you.
Got it! Yes. But astronauts have to pee and poop in their suit. Oh yeah, that's actually kind of disgusting, yes. But
okay.
How many of you guys are eating brisket and ribs tonight?
Number 6. And that's the new Hitman game. I want to say that Hitman Blood Money could maybe also just be in its place. But in terms of gameplay, the new Hitman is just better on every level. The problem with the new Hitman, though, is that the story is not finished because it's season 1.
Yes.
You remember Hitman Blood Money story?
Mm-hmm. With the final mission and the Ave Maria. Oh my God.
One of the few games where the story just freaking raped my ass. Raped my ass to hell.
Poopy butthole, man.
But I'm gonna go with the newer one because the gameplay is top notch. I have, I think, on every level about 50 hours gameplay. On every level.
But that's kind of one of the perk of Hitman, right?
Yeah.
You can put that much into
you can do everything. And now the problem is I cannot play it anymore because every level is raped to death. I know every corner. I cannot enjoy it anymore. That's why I need the season 2 to come out this year, and it's gonna be a
Is it
blast.
this year? Yeah.
This year.
Oh.
Finally.
Brisket and ribs.
Okay, number 6. Warcraft 3. When I was a very little kid, I went to a Dage's house and he let me play StarCraft.
Dage is Chinese for big brother.
Big brother, yeah. He was just a
friend.
A neighborhood boy that was a lot older than me.
Gay!
And he let me play StarCraft once. Brood War. And I was like, oh my God, this is the best. And then I was like, I ran out of money, and he put in the show me the money cheat, and then I could keep on playing. And that was the first time I came into contact with Blizzard strategy games. But I was just too young for StarCraft to get it. When I was a little older, Warcraft 3 and The Frozen Throne came out. And that's when I decided, hey, wait a minute, it's from the same people that made this awesome game that I played at Dage's house, yeah? And then I was like, oh my God, Warcraft 3, this game's perfect.
Yeah.
It's the perfect strategy game. And then, of course, the whole modding thing that started with it. I played 1 million different tower defenses. Dota, of course. Yeah, Dota 1.
I have this issue with strategy games, the reason why I suck at them. And I wish I didn't, because my brain doesn't work that way. What I always do is I just build a fortress and I wait for the others to attack me. I hate taking my army out of my base. It goes against everything I believe. The army needs to be there to protect this thing, and then I build towers and walls around my base, and I just wait. And I'm like, okay, now come at me, bring this.
And then your opponent has farmed the whole map, and he came at me, and I wasn't ready.
Yeah, and then I'm dead. Yeah. I died it.
What are you guys making for dinner?
Oh, damn. We're in the top 5 now, ladies and gentlemen. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Super Mario Galaxy 2. I think I talked about this in another podcast, so no need to go on forever. Best Mario game ever. Best happy-go-lucky jump and run game ever made. Le top, le spitze. This game, it's worth buying a Wii just for this.
Galaxy is the one where you jump from planet to planet, right?
Yeah.
I personally can never get invested in Mario again. I think that kind of gameplay, the happy jump and run thing, it just, there's a voice in the back of my head telling me you could play the next game on the list here. So
okay.
Yeah.
Good hype, good segue.
And the next game on the list here, it's a game that I played probably the second most, and it's Path of Exile. Originally, I wanted to put Diablo 2 on there because I also played a lot of Diablo 2. But looking at it now, Diablo 2 has many, many shortcomings.
But it's also an old game.
Yes. And Diablo 3 had the opportunity to fix these shortcomings, and it instead pooped on the franchise. So that's why I chose Path of Exile, because it pretty much did everything correctly that Diablo 2 did correct, but it also remedied the huge...
Brisket and ribs, I hope.
So, number 4. GTA 4. I talked about why GTA 5 was a letdown a while ago in a podcast, but now I realized another difference between GTA 5 and GTA 4. GTA 5 doesn't have a vibe. GTA 4 has a vibe.
Has the Nico Bellic vibe.
It has a style. GTA 5 is just like, yo, this is to this technical, at that time, the best recreation of a city we can make.
Yeah.
But GTA 4, it looked like it was painted. The graphics were just, it had a vibe. The whole music, it had a vibe.
This Soviet connection.
It had a artistic vision.
Yeah.
But GTA 4 is just, it vibes. This game has a feeling, man. It has so much personality, yeah? Compare GTA 5 to GTA 4. And don't just say like, oh, the graphics are better. Yeah, obviously the graphics are better in GTA 5. But the vibe.
It's about the vibe.
It has a style, has a vision. And that's what GTA 5 doesn't have.
I want to try my brisket.
So, number 4. HalfLife 2. Earlier I said I'm not much of a first-person shooter person, but Half-Life is a great exception. It had the Source engine, which is, in my eyes, to this day, the most beautiful engine ever created. And the gravity gun, huge gravity-based, throw shit at enemies.
What's crazy about this game is you can look at it today and it still looks good.
It's still...
Isn't that incredible?
It's still
and it's
beautiful.
2004. Fuck, that's insane.
It's great, yeah. Half-Life 2 was one of the first games where I was like researching how the world is, and maybe there's some backstory I missed, and how did it all came to be, and it was...
It's a pretty tough cut of meat.
And my number 3 is Fallout 3. I want to say something about something very fast. Todd Howard is a god, yes. And he was in the chess club.
Yeah.
And when a new game comes out from Bethesda, it doesn't make the old ones obsolete. It's very interesting. And this is the difference between Bethesda and Ubisoft. Now, I just checked out the new Assassin's Creed that's going to come out, Odyssey. When that game comes out, Assassin's Creed Origins is going to be obsolete because it's just the same thing, but with some improvements. And I think that's not the right way to make a sequel. Bethesda does it differently. They don't say, how do we make this game a sequel, but just better? No, it has a different vibe, different style, different vision, different features. It's different also. Not always to the better, but that's why when Fallout 4 came out, I didn't uninstall Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is still its own thing, fantastic and different from Fallout 4. It's better also, but it's different. When Assassin's Creed Odyssey will come out, I will uninstall Origins because it's the same thing, just a little bit better probably. But yeah, so where was I? This little rant had nothing to do with this game. Fuck. Okay. I can't even start to the amount of moments I had in this game, and all.
I remember one particularly well where you met your first Deathclaw. I think they're called Deathclaw.
Scared the shit out of me, man.
Anton stopped talking for at least 5 seconds.
Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Number 3, Final Fantasy X. I mean, I know there's this huge thing with Final Fantasy VII and Sephiroth and Cloud Strife and blah, blah, blah.
I know nothing about this.
I played the game, I couldn't bear it. I think it's one of the Final Fantasies where the gameplay, the combat mechanics, are so vomit-inducingly horrible. The sum of gameplay and great story, the top here is Final Fantasy.
Is it the one where you could play this game?
Yeah. You played something ball,
like
in the water.
Yeah, and
it was.
I always watched you play it, and this one guy always said, "Oh yeah," and then I always came and said, "Banane Marak." Oh yeah.
Yes, that's exactly the one.
You played that a lot,
and I think it has the best combat of any Final Fantasy. It triggers me that they just had this one game like this and then changed it and.
Take it from there.
Number 2, Skyrim. Very mainstream. I don't fucking care.
Man, on the top 3, 2 Bethesda games.
And 2 Rock. Okay, they already know what my number one is.
That's a statement.
Stop being a contrarian little bitch and just put this game into your heart. It's just...
Yeah.
And it's odd because, to be honest, the game isn't that deep at all.
No.
It's so simple, but why is it so fucking addicting? And this feeling of when the skills level up, the dong 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 dong. And then when you level up, you slowly hear the
that's pretty good.
Shadow of the Colossus. That was for a long time my absolutely favorite game because it did so many things that I didn't even thought possible in video games. I mean, it's a game made out of 14 enemies. It crafted a gigantic game world, but it's actually empty. I didn't know that you could could make a world so full of content without actually there being anything there.
Waiting for your brisket and your ribs to finish smoking.
No, my
Number one.
number one. Say it with me, guys. R1, R2, R1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello Kitty Island.
Oh my god, you read my mind.
Hello Kitty.
Nice.
Okay, we have to be brothers.
Number one is Red Dead Redemption 2. There was gameplay that just came out, 6-minute gameplay.
Yes.
And next to me was my best friend and my wife. And we watched the gameplay together. And they're both like watching. And I'm just there like... This feeling in my heart. This feeling of deep fulfillment, of happiness. What? So happy. So beautiful. And they can't feel it.
Yeah.
And I feel so sorry for them that they don't have this passion, this deep love for video games. That when I saw this, I realized video games are a beautiful thing. So fulfilled.
Just because of a 6-minute trailer.
Yeah, so fulfilled. What can I say?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Okay, so
I
my
know,
number
I know,
one,
I
yes,
know.
he knows it. It's of course Bloodborne.
What?
What? What are you saying?
Huh?
It's Bloodborne.
World of Warcraft?
Yeah, I had that one on the list, but that's the one I cut because
No, it's not even on the list.
I fucked up.
I prepared a list, yeah?
Yeah.
You just wrote down games.
No. Okay. No, for me, my favorite game of all time, and probably for a long time to come, is Bloodborne. I think it's the perfect game. Bloodborne is perfect for me. The whole setting is pretty much the thing I wished for when I go to sleep and enter the dream world, all sipped into this game and coalesced into Bloodborne. It's perfect. The gameplay, I mean, it's a typical Souls-like gameplay, but a little faster. Great change, great choice. Weapons that all look pretty much out of my nightmares and...
Okay. All right. So
Bloodborne.
That was our list of our top 30 best games ever made. Please write down like your top game of all time or your top 3 or something like that. Okay, don't write too much because I can't read everything.
Maybe one sentence. Why?
But I'm really interested. Yeah, or maybe write down whose list you think is more closer to yours. Yeah, that's also interesting.
Who's actually
right?
smarter?
Okay, so catch you next time, guys.
Bye. Hype for next podcast.
Peace out.
Tschüss.
Bye, guys.